Hey, English learners. Welcome back to the Jane and Alex podcast, your daily English podcast for daily life English, real conversations, and easy English listening practice.
Hello, everyone. It is so good to be back behind the microphone today. I hope you are all having a wonderful day, wherever you are listening from.
And how are you doing today, Jane? You look very cheerful.
I am, Alex. I actually just came from a coffee shop where I saw a very romantic proposal happen right in front of me. It was so sweet. The guy got down on one knee and everyone clapped.
Oh, wow, that is exciting. Talk about perfect timing for today's episode.
Why? What is special about today?
Well, speaking of proposals and rings, today, February 3rd, is actually National Wedding Ring Day.
Really? I didn't know there was a specific day for wedding rings. That is a funny coincidence.
It is. It's a day to celebrate the symbolism of the wedding ring. Maybe look at your own ring if you have one, or just learn about the history behind this piece of jewelry. So I thought it would be the perfect topic for us to discuss today. We can talk about vocabulary related to jewelry, marriage traditions, and maybe some idioms too.
That sounds fantastic. I love learning about traditions. But before we dive into the shiny world of diamonds and gold, if you are enjoying our podcast, please remember to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this episode with a friend who is also learning English. It really helps us out.
Absolutely. So Jane, when you think of a wedding ring, what comes to your mind first?
I think of a circle, and I think of gold. But mostly, I think it means that two people promise to be together forever. It is a symbol of love, right?
Exactly. The shape is very important. A circle has no beginning and no end. It represents eternity, or something that lasts forever. That symbolism goes back thousands of years, actually.
How far back? Like to the time of castles and knights?
Even further, ancient Egypt, actually. They believed the circle was a symbol of eternity, and later the Romans adopted the custom. But do you know why we wear the wedding ring on the fourth finger of the left hand?
I have heard something about a vein. Is that right?
Yes, you are spot on. It is a very romantic idea. The Romans believed there was a vein in that specific finger, the fourth finger of the left hand, that ran directly to the heart. They called it the Vena Amoris.
Vena Amoris. That sounds like Latin. What does it translate to?
It literally translates to the vein of love.
Ah, that is so sweet. So the ring connects directly to your heart.
Well, I hate to be the one to ruin the romance, Jane, but modern science has proven that there isn't actually a unique vein in that finger that goes straight to the heart. All fingers have veins connected to the heart, but the tradition stuck because the story is so beautiful.
Oh, Alex, you are so practical. Why did you have to tell me the truth? I liked the romantic version better. But okay, even if the biology isn't true, the tradition is very strong. In the UK and the US, we use the left hand. Is that the same everywhere?
No, actually it isn't. This is a great point for our listeners to note about cultural differences. In many countries like Russia, Germany, Norway, and India, it is common to wear the wedding ring on the right hand.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. So if I see someone with a gold band on their right hand in Germany, that means they are married?
Most likely, yes. It depends on the culture. In some cultures, the engagement ring is on one hand, and then it moves to the other hand during the wedding ceremony.
Let's talk about the difference between those two rings, because I sometimes get confused. There is an engagement ring and a wedding ring, right? Or do we call it a wedding band?
Good question. Let's clarify the vocabulary. Usually, when someone pops the question, that's an idiom meaning to ask someone to marry them, they present an engagement ring. This ring usually has a stone, like a diamond or a gemstone.
Okay, pops the question. I like that idiom. So the engagement ring is the sparkly one.
Exactly. It's the flashy one. Then, during the actual wedding ceremony, the couple exchanges wedding bands or wedding rings. These are usually simpler. They might be just a plain circle of gold, silver, or platinum. They are designed to be worn every day.
I see. And usually the woman wears both, right? The sparkly engagement ring and the simple wedding band together.
Yes, that is the most common tradition in Western countries. They usually wear the wedding band first, so it is closer to the heart, and the engagement ring on top of it. We call this a bridal set sometimes.
What about men? Do they get an engagement ring too?
Historically, no. Usually only the woman received an engagement ring. But modern times are changing. Some men wear engagement rings now. However, traditionally, men only receive a wedding band during the ceremony.
That seems a little unfair, doesn't it? The woman gets 2 rings and the man only gets 1?
Maybe a little. But remember, the engagement ring can be very expensive, so the man usually pays for that. Speaking of expense, have you heard of the 3-month salary rule?
I think so. Is that the rule that says a man should spend 3 months of his paycheck on the ring?
Yes, so if he earns $3,000 a month, he should spend $9,000 on a ring. But do you know where that rule came from?
Was it a law?
No, not a law. It was actually a marketing campaign. A famous diamond company, De Beers, created that rule in advertisements in the 1930s to make people spend more money. Originally, they said 1 month, then 2, then 3.
Wow, that is brilliant marketing, but very expensive for the poor guys. I don't think people follow that strict rule as much anymore, do they?
Not really. Nowadays, people are more practical. Many couples prefer to save money for a house or a honeymoon rather than spending a fortune on a ring. Also, styles are changing. It's not just about diamonds anymore.
Yes, I've seen people with blue stones or red ones. What are those called?
Those are gemstones. Sapphire is blue, ruby is red, emerald is green. Princess Diana and now Kate Middleton famously had a blue sapphire engagement ring that made colored stones very popular.
I love the look of sapphires. They look very royal. But Alex, what about the metal? You mentioned gold and platinum. What is the difference?
Gold is the traditional yellow metal, but pure gold is too soft, so it is mixed with other metals to make it stronger. That is why we have 14 karat or 18 karat gold. The lower the carat, the more durable it is, but it has less gold content.
Wait, I thought carrots were vegetables, or the things rabbits eat.
Good catch. This is a homophone. They sound the same but are spelled differently. The vegetable is spelled C-A-R-R-O-T. The unit of weight for diamonds in purity for gold is spelled K-A-R-A-T for gold or C-A-R-A-T for diamond weight. It can be confusing.
English is always confusing. So 24 karat gold is pure gold?
Yes, but you wouldn't want a wedding ring made of 24 karat gold. It would bend and scratch too easily. That's why 14K or 18K is better for jewelry you wear every day.
And what is platinum? Is that just silver?
No, platinum is a different metal. It is silver in color, but it is much harder, heavier, and more rare than gold. It's also more expensive. It doesn't scratch as easily as gold. A lot of people like white gold, which is yellow gold mixed with white metals to look like platinum, but it's cheaper.
I have also seen black rings recently, especially on men. What are those?
Those are often made of tungsten or titanium. They are very modern, very strong, and look quite masculine. Another huge trend right now is silicone rings.
Silicone, like rubber?
Basically, yes. They are soft, flexible, and safe. They are very popular for people who go to the gym or work with their hands, like mechanics, firefighters, or construction workers. If you wear a metal ring and it gets caught on machinery, it can be very dangerous. A silicone ring will just break.
That makes a lot of sense. I suppose you don't want to wear a diamond ring while lifting weights at the gym either.
Exactly. So many people have a nice ring for going out and a silicone ring for daily activities or exercise.
That is a smart idea. I wanted to ask you about another trend I saw on Instagram. Some people are getting tattoos on their ring fingers instead of wearing a ring.
Yes, that is the ultimate commitment, isn't it? You can take off a ring, but you can't take off a tattoo, at least not easily. It's definitely a modern way to show permanent love.
I think it's cool, but I'm scared of needles, so I think I will stick to jewelry. Alex, do you know what happens if someone loses their wedding ring? Is it bad luck?
Oh, superstition says it is bad luck, a sign that the marriage might have trouble. But in reality, it just means you lost a piece of metal. It happens all the time. People lose them in the ocean when swimming because cold water makes your fingers shrink.
Oh, I never thought about that. So if you go swimming in the ocean, take your ring off.
Definitely. That is a top tip. Vocabulary check. When your fingers get smaller, we say they shrink. When they get bigger, maybe from heat, we say they swell.
Shrink and swell. Got it. So cold water makes fingers shrink, ring falls off, panic ensues.
Panic ensues. Great phrase, Jane. Yes. And speaking of vocabulary, let's look at the parts of a ring. We have the band, which is the circle part. We have the setting, which is the metal part that holds the stone, and the stone itself.
What is a solitaire? I hear that word in commercials.
A solitaire is a ring with just one single diamond or stone. It's a classic style, simple and elegant.
Okay, and what about heirloom? I heard someone say this is an heirloom ring.
An heirloom is something valuable that has been passed down through a family for generations. So if your grandmother gave you her wedding ring to use, that is an heirloom ring. It's very special because it has history.
That is lovely. I think heirloom rings are more romantic than buying a new one. It connects you to your ancestors.
I agree. It carries a story. And speaking of stories, rings have been used in literature and movies a lot. Think of The Lord of the Rings.
My precious. Even Gollum knew the power of a ring.
Exactly, though that ring wasn't for a wedding, but the concept is similar. A ring is a bond, a promise. In fact, in the past, rings were used as a seal. Kings would use their ring to stamp wax on a letter to prove it was official.
Oh, right, the signet ring. I have seen that in historical movies. They press the ring into hot wax. That is so cool.
It is. It shows authority. But today, the authority of a wedding ring is just to show that you are off the market.
Off the market. That is a funny idiom. It means you are not available for dating, right?
Correct. If you are single, you are on the market. If you are married, you are off the market.
Are there any other idioms involving rings?
Well, there is to have someone wrapped around your finger.
Oh, I know this one. It means you can control someone easily, right? Like they will do anything you say.
Yes. For example, he buys her flowers every day. She has him wrapped around her finger. It's not necessarily about a wedding ring, but it uses the finger imagery.
That is a good one. What about put a ring on it, like the Beyoncé song?
Yes, if you liked it, then you should have put a ring on it. That has become a very popular modern phrase. It basically means if you love her, commit to her, propose to her. Don't just date forever.
It's good advice. Commitment is important. You know, Alex, talking about this makes me realize how much pressure there is around the ring. The size, the cost, the perfect proposal. It can be stressful.
It can be. That's why National Wedding Ring Day is nice. It's not about buying a new ring. It's about appreciating the symbol. It doesn't matter if the ring costs $50 or $50,000. It doesn't matter if it's gold, silicone, or a tattoo. It matters what it represents: love, loyalty, and partnership.
That is beautifully said, Alex. You are a poet today. It is the promise behind the object that matters.
Thank you, Jane. I try. Also, for our listeners who are not married, you can still enjoy jewelry. You don't need a wedding to wear a nice ring. You can wear rings on any finger you like.
True. I wear rings on my middle finger and my thumb sometimes. Is there any meaning for those?
There are some old superstitions. The thumb is sometimes associated with willpower. The index finger is authority. The middle finger is balance. But honestly, in modern fashion, you can just wear what looks good.
I like that. Fashion freedom. So, Alex, to wrap up our history lesson, when did men start wearing wedding rings regularly? Was it always a thing?
Actually, no. For a long time, only women wore them. It wasn't until World War II that men started wearing wedding bands consistently. Soldiers going off to war wanted something to remind them of their wives back home. It became a symbol of connection during separation.
Wow, I didn't know that. That is really touching. It makes the ring seem much more powerful than just a piece of jewelry.
It really does. So whether you are married, hoping to get married, or happily single, the history of the ring is fascinating.
It certainly is. We covered a lot today. We talked about the Vena Amoris, the difference between engagement rings and wedding bands, the 4 C's of diamonds. Wait, did we explain the 4 C's?
We mentioned carat, but let's quickly list them for the listeners. When buying a diamond, you look for cut, color, clarity, and carat weight.
Right. Cut is the shape. Color is how white it is. Clarity is if it has flaws inside. And carat is the size.
Perfect summary. You are ready to go ring shopping, Jane.
Maybe one day. But for now, I am happy just learning the English vocabulary for it.
And you did a great job. We also talked about silicone rings, heirloom rings, and idioms like pop the question and off the market.
I think my favorite part was the story about the vein to the heart. Even if it isn't scientifically true, I'm going to choose to believe it anyway.
Sometimes the story is more important than the science. Well, this has been a shining episode, hasn't it?
Pun intended. Shining like a diamond.
Pun intended, always.
Well, listeners, we hope you enjoyed this conversation about National Wedding Ring Day. Maybe take a look at your own jewelry today and think about the story behind it.
We would love to hear from you. Do you wear a ring? What is the custom in your country? Which hand do you wear it on? And most importantly, what topic should we cover next? Let us know in the comments below.
Yes, please write to us. We read all your comments and we love learning about your cultures. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you found this useful.
It helps us create more content for you. Thanks for listening, and keep practicing your English every day.
Until next time, keep shining.
Bye, everyone.
Your progress doesn't end here. To continue advancing your English skills, click on the next video or explore the additional videos we've thoughtfully selected for you.